Hello, my name is Stephen Nicholas. I've been in the emergency medical services field now for about 30 years. Approximately 25 years of that I've been instructing our new providers in levels from EMT to paramedic. I believe that it's important that we have quality people that are willing to give the instruction needed to our new providers, and I'm glad that you have decided to take the next step in your career in the emergency medical services to teach. Today I'd like to talk about the differences between instructional goals and learning outcomes. I think it's important that we know the difference in these two. So our instructional goals are procedures or skills that we teach the students and we educate them on, and we basically show them the correct way to do a procedure or a skill in the hopes that they can become competent in this. Now, with learning outcomes are basically statements or bulleted items, if you will, that we say that this is what it is, the skill is, and this is what you have to do to prove that you have attained it, or to show competency that you can reliably demonstrate this skill over and over again, and you have become competent in the skill. This is important because the two basically go hand in hand. So I'm going to teach you how to do the skill, but while I'm teaching you how to do the skill, I'm also going to give you the things that you need, to the markers to show that you have attained competency with the skill. Important things as EMS providers is that we need to be able to think critically, and having goals and outcomes that are set and that help provide the skills needed to perform our job as EMS providers helps the student to think critically. If we start off slowly and then increase the difficulty of which we expect the students to accomplish the task or the skills and show competency, we give them the tools and everything they need along the way to be able to perform the skill, and then we just increase the difficulty and the rate at which we expect them to show return and competency of the skill. And by doing this, we can make it more difficult for them and make them actually have to think and improve their critical thinking skills, and make it so that they're able to do it on the fly. Because as you know, we can't just do this in our own little bubble. There's a lot of things going on around us, and all patients aren't the same, and all things don't happen the same way. So I think it's really important that we use this technique of start slow, progress, make sure they can do the skill, then start making it more difficult and making them actually have to think on their feet and actually perform the skills under stressful situations. Personally, what I like to do to ensure that these goals and outcomes are met, I like to, again, start off with skill stations, have skill stations, and make sure that they are able to perform the individual skills. In these skill stations, I'm not really big on the new type of sim mannequins and stuff like that, because those can be used later to reinforce everything. So once they become competent in the skills, and they can show you that they not only can do the skills, but they can do them over and over and do them consistently, that's when we move on to scenarios. And the scenarios are where you want to start introducing them to the sim mannequins and moving, and you can go slow and take your time and perform the basics and get everything down and get it so they understand it. And then you move into the more advanced training and actually making them have to think and throwing them curveballs and switching things up and just really sending home the fact of the skill and how everything comes together. And that is the way that I like to ensure that they meet the goals and outcomes that are presented and they need to perform. Again, thank you for your time, and I hope that you have a long career in teaching EMS.